When I was 20 years old, my friend Chris and I were cycling across Mongolia. While struggling through the Gobi Desert one day, these amazing wild horsemen came galloping from over the horizon. They headed off to places that our bikes could never have gone. These people had a world without boundaries. From here in Mongolia stretched the Great Eurasian Steppe to Hungary, and their ancestors were once warriors who crossed this vast space. It inspired in me a dream to live the life of a nomad and ride a horse from Mongolia to the Danube. I never imagined what lay before me. Long nights alone menaced by wolves and thieves, impossible mountain passes, and the most extreme climate on Earth. I'd even be caught in a war between sedentary and nomad people and face a personal tragedy that almost ended my journey. But I was driven on by an old nomad wisdom. To understand the wolf, you must put on the skin of a wolf and see through its eyes.
Well, the only problem before I set off on this journey was that I couldn't ride a horse. But I was determined to live a life unscripted, immersed in an environment and a culture, unbound by fences or roads, where the essence of life itself is distilled. I set off kind of trusting that only by taking a risk and making myself vulnerable could I really expose myself to the true potential of those I met and the full spectrum of life's possibilities. The first big lesson came before I knew it.
I heard this terrible neighing from my horse, and so I ran in the dark and just discovered probably the worst thing possible.
It was just the fifth night of the journey. The horses had been stolen, but by sheer luck I managed to find them in a herd at dawn. A nearby nomad came to me. He said, "Well, you must have tied your horses really badly. They came to me themselves." He gave them back, took me home, and taught me a very valuable steppe proverb. A man on the steppe without friends is as narrow as a finger. A man on the steppe with friends is as wide as the steppe. It was a message that would prove to save the horses and I on many occasions in years to come. I needed to unsaddle my preconceptions, reach out, engage with people. No matter how foreign or unfamiliar, I needed to learn their ways. My arrival in Kazakhstan coincided with the coldest winter in about 40 years. This man said that I'd need a companion to keep me warm at night and protect me from wolves. I was given Tigan, this little pup who I thought wouldn't survive more than a few weeks. Tigan, come on. Come on, mate. Hey, no. Again? No! Why? Of course, it was earlier on, I didn't realise that he was thinking at night as he went to sleep, thank God Tim's protecting me from the wolves. Our partnership that really underpinned the journey was put to the test from the start. It dropped to -40. I decided to take refuge on Christmas Eve in a village. However, this thing was the first thing I saw on Christmas morning. This is Grisha, one of my hosts, and his friends Vitka, two local Russian alcoholics of some notoriety. Christmas dinner was a boiled street pigeon, and that was just the beginning of 3 months, trapped in a town otherwise known as the place that God forgot. Every time I tried to leave, people would say, "What are you rushing for? Rushing is sin." Eventually it sank in. There's a Kazakh proverb that if you ever have to rush in life, rush slowly. It was patience that they were trying to teach me, and resilience. And eventually, of course, the cold, as promised, did give way. The last few steps of my journey were really as if in a dream. 3 years had now passed. I lived with over 100 different families of many varied kinds. Among the greatest challenges, I'd farewelled my father in tragic circumstances, but beyond all that adversity, I'd been transformed. Amongst these people who live at the pace of the seasons, in an era, of course, increasingly defined by jet travel and internet technologies, They taught me that when it comes to overcoming life's problems, big and small alike, it's developing our human skills and our human qualities that really matter most. Thank you.